winning. La 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 la. They tried to slap that look right off my face, but I'm still grinning. And the money ain't run out yet, so I do believe I'm winning. For all the mess I was, am and will be continuing. The fun is only beginning. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Hello and welcome to Don't Bury the Lead. We recap WWE Smackdown every Saturday night, but tonight is a different night. We are recapping Smackdown on a Wednesday when we're going head-to-head with AEW. My name is Jonathan Dell. I'm joined by Dom Scarcella. Dom, go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
John, this episode of SmackDown began with a car crash. Was the rest of the show also a car crash? Without further ado, don't bury the lead. What's our top story from SmackDown from July 18th?
Dom, one of your better lead-ins, and we don't ever bury the lead. No. We don't bury the lead. But the lead from this SmackDown is going to be the main event, which is a contract signing between Cody Rhodes and John Cena, which goes almost like every contract signing I've ever seen, where the babyface comes out. And this is Cody Rhodes. He comes out. He does a very babyface promo, talking about how much he loves Texas. Some other stuff I really like in the promo that I'll talk about in a minute. John Cena comes out, says he's not going to sign. And when he comes out, he says he's not going to sign. He has a movie deal. He's got it with Netflix. He's not going there. And he storms off. Cody beats him up, forces him to sign. Then he signs and he says, he actually signs for him once he beats him up. And then Cody signs, and he said it's going to be a street fight at SummerSlam. That was essentially it. Dom, what did you think of this talking segment where we had a contract signing between Cody Rhodes and John Cena? And it was
something different.
Yeah.
Good morning, Fixer. It was something a little different because the heel sometimes tries to get out of it. But I like how this one, they put a twist on it. I will agree with you. Cody was cutting a pretty good promo just by himself. Like, that was some good work by Cody there. Cena, I liked him trying to weasel out of it. Like, he's filming a movie for Netflix. Had to mention that. Like, it's for Netflix.
It felt like an advertisement that was crammed in a promo, but then also he's a heel, so the advertisement in a promo is a good heel move. It's
also a heel move because Netflix and WWE have an arrangement with each other. So he's trying to say, like, look, this is coming from Netflix and WWE corporate that I just shouldn't be wrestling. There's too much going on. I should not be wrestling. Cena leaves the ring. Cody chases him down. A scuffle ensues. Cena gets the advantage and then retrieves his title belt and brings it to the ring to hit Cody, like if he had just left well enough alone. But oh no, John Cena just had to go off and go back and try to finish off Cody Rhodes. Cody ducks, kicks Cena in the gut. The belt flies up. Cody catches it. And then Cody hits Cena with the belt.
Yeah.
Puts Cena on the table, hits a top turnbuckle splash on Cena through the table, and then puts the pen in John Cena's unconscious hand, and then kind of signs for him on the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So this apparently that table splash just completely knocked out John Cena. Shades of CM Punk going through the table and then having to sit there motionless while 15 minutes while John Cena delivers his version of the pipe bomb.
The table has become like the taser in WCW when they would taser people and they would just be like, "Oh wow, this is like the super thing now." Or if you
Yes.
go through a table, you're just dead.
Right.
It might as well be a gun and you got shot. You know.
It's just this thing that breaks your fall 2.5 feet from the mat.
I have a good one from the Fixer. I want to
Uh-oh, here we go.
prediction time. SummerSlam will have a double turn: Cena to face and Cody to heel.
Cody to heel makes sense, but I don't think there's been a good enough build for Cena to face.
Hmm.
I think we'd have to see maybe The Rock get involved. Or if Cody beats Cena, it's not a turn yet at SummerSlam, but then The Rock would at some point come out to talk to John Cena and tell him, like, maybe he's not working out. Like John Cena's gonna get the you're fired
Yeah.
kind of thing.
He
If he
can't
loses
finish
the
the
belt.
retirement tour or something goofy like that. He's not allowed
Yes.
to.
Or maybe SummerSlam is the return of The Rock. Cody Rhodes, he's been a babyface for so long that maybe his heel turn is set up pretty well. I think the problem is turning heel on John Cena. I don't think does it.
Hmm.
Like, you'd have to turn heel on someone who was a real babyface.
Yeah, because it's going to be tough to pull off. I mean, any kind of double turn mid-match is going to be tough.
The double turn works if the crowd is already going in that direction.
Yeah.
That's why the Bret Hart Stone Cold Steve Austin thing worked at that WrestleMania.
Hmm.
Like, Hart was already, people were getting tired of his attitude. His character had become more preachy. And Stone Cold was just getting over with the crowd. So that worked. Like, the crowd was ready for it. So when it happened, yeah, the crowd was ready to switch.
It is funny.
But I don't know that Cena's ready for a face turn.
It was funny that when Bret Hart turned heel, he just started acting a little bit more like himself in real life.
Yeah.
Where he was very preachy. And if you've seen any of his shoot interviews, they are hilarious. But he is just talking about how bad everyone else is and how great he is. Yes. So matter of factly, and to he, to a certain extent, he's correct. He is one of the great wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
So he does have that, but it's funny. Sorry, that's a bit of a sidebar. Got a little bit more from the Fixer here. They've been teasing Cody turning heel for a while now, ever since Cody pulled the trigger on Randy Orton.
Yes, I thought they were teasing it even before that when he had that that kind of street fight match with Kevin Owens.
Or even
I think they've been setting the stage for a possibility of Cody turning heel for months.
Even with The Rock, that stuff back. I mean, I know the street fight was before with Kevin Owens, but with The Rock, it felt like, oh yeah, they'll turn him because he'll sell his soul to The Rock.
Well, we've talked about this on a past Don't Bury the Lead show of find our archives at YouTube, wherever you're listening to us now. Don't Bury the Lead, a wrestling channel on YouTube. We've talked about how ridiculous the Cody won't pull the trigger on Cena thing from WrestleMania was, because we already saw him do that to Kevin Owens. And we saw him do it to AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Like, they were already setting up a Cody Rhodes harsher character. And then they kind of just tried to erase it from everybody's memory for the John Cena thing.
Yeah, it's like they had it they had it in store already and maybe backed down on it once they knew Cena would get a big run or something like that. And then this one here, and I do agree with the Fixer. Cena was kind of behaving like a face during the contract signing. A little bit when he was sitting down and he was like, I was trying to get you guys fireworks. I was trying to, I tried my best to be here. That was a little bit more sarcastic, but usually he's been very on the nose about yelling at the fans and putting them down. Whereas when he was the face, this time he was being a little bit more tongue in cheek. He wasn't being so blatant about being a heel.
I mean, I thought it was obvious he was lying the whole time.
One thing I wanted to talk about, I have it in my notes. I don't have
Good.
I liked Cody's promo. And he did this thing where he said, I didn't flinch when, and then he would fill in the blank.
Mhm.
I didn't flinch when,
Mhm.
I lost my title, or I didn't beat Roman Reigns. I didn't flinch when I went head to head with Brock Lesnar and beat him. I didn't flinch when. And so I like that strategy of using of public speaking, because it gives the listener a cadence to follow. So they know, okay, I didn't flinch when, and then that fills in the blank. It's a little easier on the ears to like kind of go along with like the normal cadence of
Okay.
of how like the promo can go. And then in addition to that, I think it allows you to improv a little bit, because you just put in your head a bunch of things you could say I didn't flinch to, and
Mhm.
you can say them, and if it's working, maybe you keep going, you keep saying things, or if it's not working, you can kind of bail from it,
Okay. I don't know how much he was improving there or just trying to feel the crowd response, but I like that as a rhetorical device simply because it sets up that you're talking about things that are all have something in common, and then you're going to get to the punchline where something does not follow the pattern. Like you set up a pattern so that you can purposely break it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
You
that
said
that that becomes the emphasis. So you remember not only the punchline, but you remember the pattern and then the broken pattern.
mm-hmm.
I
Right.
thought it worked. It was a good promo.
I just like and I feel like that's that's some of the stuff that's like simpler stuff for when you're shooting a promo, where so you don't get lost either if you're not too skilled. I didn't flinch when, I didn't flinch when, I didn't flinch when. Like that would be good for like Logan Paul, for example, who, although he's
Okay.
gotten better on the mic,
Yes.
he being such a rookie, like kind of giving him that strategy so he's not memorizing all his lines, which never works. Let's face it. Memorize all your lines, and this is the line you have to say. Or that's very difficult, at least. But you can also say like, um, if you were to give him an intro and then something to say, intro, something to say, intro, something to say, and let him kind of feel it out. Just an easier way to place a lot of the stuff you're about to say in the promo.
I think Logan Paul would do well in a setup like Cena and Cody were doing. Logan Paul's experience is with conversation, not
Yeah,
with monologue. Like,
certainly.
or, if you're doing monologue, it's maybe just into your phone on a video where you don't have instant feedback from your audience. Like monologue with a large audience is a very different animal from conversation. I think maybe a guy like Logan Paul could get into a conversation style promo with another wrestler, and they just tell him like, look, try to put most of the crowd out of your head and just have the conversation.
Yeah.
So Cody and Cena were doing a good job of having the conversation here, which neither one of them needs, because we've seen John Cena do monologues before and he's excellent at it. And we've seen
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes do monologues before, including, as you were pointing out, this segment where it started with the Cody monologue.
Mm-hmm.
So they're both very good at it, and then they transitioned pretty well into conversation. But then, of course, the real conversation was not with their words; it was with their fists. They were talking with the five knuckle shuffles.
What do you think of the street fight stipulation? Does that make you more interested in it, less interested in it, samey?
It means that we don't have to worry. It means we don't have to have an excuse for the ref's back to be turned when Cena hits him with the belt.
Yeah.
Because it's all legal now.
Are we getting another Travis Scott run-in?
See, that's the only problem is that you risk, are you getting a run-in?
Are you kidding? Oh my God! Is Jelly Roll and it's his name, right? Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll, yep.
Jelly Roll and Logan Paul, they're going to be involved within the main event, and
Sure.
Burke Crusher and
Bert Kreischer, all these other guys.
All these
was
goofs,
it Tom Segura?
Tom Segura, all these goofs they bring in.
Travis Scott. Every celebrity who just wants desperately to have their one shot in the ring is going to come out.
Right.
And then it'll be the return of Pat McAfee from his vacation to save Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
We may have some news about some of the people you mentioned a little later in Cheap Heat.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just kind of taking a peek up there, but maybe.
So I got a couple other things that came through from the Fixer, and then we can move to the follow here. Let's see here. This one's good. With a lot of the facial expressions tell a story of their own, and you can see a lot of anger in Cody's expression.
That may be one of the advantages, and WWE is very good at this, that if you're watching at home on TV, you get a different experience than being live in the arena.
The facial expressions are very important.
Yep. We mentioned that when Cena turned heel, that maybe you didn't see it quite clearly in the arena, but they had the perfect cameraman angle on Cena's face as he was hugging Cody Rhodes.
Oh, those are the ones. Yeah. He's been killing it with that one angle and the dead stare.
Yes. And the WWE is very good at making the television product an excellent television product and not, we set up a few cameras in an arena.
Oh, this is some of the Cheap Heat we'll be talking about. I doubt you'll get another Travis Scott run-in as his contract with WWE is over now.
Oh, I did not know. I did not know he had a contract with the WWE.
Something happened.
I thought he was brought in like, just, cameo for this thing. I didn't know he had an extended contract.
Something happened.
Cheap Heat would be if Travis Scott actually had a long-term contract. You would get some heat for that, at least from me.
Yes.
Hey, you never know. They could bring in anybody for a one-off.
I'm
not saying they should.
They have, and they will.
Right.
It seems like TKO's like they've taken Vince's idea and added like gasoline to that fire of like celebrities where they're just throwing them in wherever they can at this point.
Yes.
Dom, that's the lead. Anything else about this before we move on to the follow?
Nope, it's a talking segment. It's all just about SummerSlam.
All right, as we go on to the follow, we talked a lot about the opening segment. Let's talk about some of the matches, Dom. Where do you want to head to first?
I think the number one contenders match for the tag team championship on the men's side.
Probably match of the night.
I'm going to say not only match of the night, but right now it's my front runner for men's match of the year on Smackdown.
Whoa. Okay.
I like it better than the fatal four-way tag team match they had for the belts, which was a TLC match, because this one did not have the TLC, the tables, ladders, and chairs.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a fantastic match without any of the foreign objects between the four teams. I thought everybody got to look really good here. Everybody got their stuff in. At the end, it's the team of Andrade and Rey Fenix, hastily put together, but they looked good the last few weeks when they were out there together. And I think this is a good role for each of them because they were each in danger of being lost in the lower card of the singles division. So Andrade and Rey Fenix win this when Andrade hits a double underhook slam on Tommaso Ciampa for the pinfall. The match went somewhere in the 15 to 20 range, depending on how you're counting for commercials. So it was a good long match. Everybody looked great. It also involved Fraxium, which is Nathan Frazier and Axiom, and the Motor City Machine Guns. So it had the Motor City Machine Guns and the European Machine Guns, as I've called them.
Mm-hmm.
Plus Andrade and Rey Fenix, who get the win, and Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. They eat the pin in this one. So like the most accomplished team in the four-way ate the pin. So it wasn't like, Andrade and Rey Fenix beat the NXT call-ups.
Yeah. I love your observation too about Ray Phoenix and Andrade. And I think for me specifically, Ray Phoenix, I think Andrade, he's going to be a low card guy, and that's just what he's going to be. But Ray Phoenix came in with a lot of promise, and they kind of hyped him up when he came in. His brother too. Um, oh
Penta's been getting more play over on Raw.
yeah,
Penta's involved in the angle with Seth Rollins' faction. So Penta's getting a lot of time and, rubbing elbows with a lot of big stars. Ray Phoenix, not so much, right?
yeah. I haven't seen a lot from him, and it's weird because I know that they left AEW, and I'm assuming WWE gave him a bag, to leave AEW because AEW pays pretty well.
Mhm.
So they must have been like, we got to get these two over here. But they didn't come in as a tag team together
No.
because of the way they were signed.
Yep.
So I don't know if they're going to try to work that in or if they'll just be like, no, how about, let Penta do his thing as a singles guy. And if Penta, and then if Ray Phoenix works with Andrade, that's just better for all three of them, right?
Yeah, like Ray Phoenix is a tag team guy, and they brought him in and they finally put him in a tag team, just not with his brother.
Yeah, right.
And meanwhile, Andrade looks like he has a lot of potential. And frankly, I think the pairing with Ray Phoenix is pretty cool because Andrade has always been like that bigger sized, but very luchador in his skill set.
Yeah.
So I think he and Ray Phoenix, I think it works. I liked the match. I liked what I saw from Andrade and Ray Phoenix, especially I liked Andrade as a singles wrestler too. And I was wondering if maybe a tag team was going to give him a chance to elevate a little bit. There was a time where I was wondering out loud on our show here, Don't Bury the Lead, a YouTube channel, if he and LA Knight were going to form a short-term tag team to go after perhaps Bloodline 2.0 had been interfering in both of their matches.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is good. This was a great match. Andrade at one point did the Three Amigos, leading right into Ray Phoenix doing a top turnbuckle splash on Axiom. They were in Texas for this, so everybody was doing a little bit of their Eddie Guerrero tributes throughout the night, I think, here and there. But I like that one, and I also like that after Phoenix hit the top turn splash on Axiom, that Eddie Guerrero style frog splash, that everybody else who was in the match broke up the pin attempt. Like everybody. Everybody else wound up back in the ring and just pounding on Ray Phoenix to break up the pin attempt. So, poor Andrade couldn't hold off, 5 other wrestlers. But that was a fun one. And then, Ciampa kind of returning. Ciampa also got in a good move on Axiom, the elevated backstabber. He also did. Axiom was taking some bumps in this match. Tommaso Ciampa put him on his back and then did a fall backwards off the second turnbuckle. Almost looked like Sheamus's white noise.
Yeah.
But off the second turnbuckle there. But he did it off the second turnbuckle onto the floor onto several other wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a much longer drop. And I got to tell you, if you're Axiom, you got to really trust the guys catching you, and you got to trust Tommaso Ciampa on that kind of a move, because there's really nothing for Axiom to do to try and help break his own fall.
Yeah.
So kudos to everybody else for keeping them safe on that.
With Axiom, because I was kind of almost surprised they got called up, but with Axiom, I think this is one of those things where they got to show out because they just got called up from NXT. So if they're out there and they're like, hey, bump like maniacs, they got to be like, sir, yes, sir, right?
Yeah, and they've gotten like several wins in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But and as we were wondering if they were moving up the card, and now they've kind of hit the, okay, you're almost a contender for the belts now, and so now they're not winning all the matches. But they haven't been buried at all. They got a pretty good push, and this was a good match, and they had a good show. Like, for instance, it wasn't all them taking bumps. Axiom hit a Spanish fly on Andrade off the top turnbuckle, which looked fantastic. And they were all set up for Nathan Frazier to then hit his top turnbuckle splash. But Tommaso Ciampa blind tagged himself in on Frazier.
Mm-hmm.
So as Nathan Frazier hits the splash, the ref doesn't count. And Frazier doesn't realize that Ciampa blind tagged himself in. So that was a little neat thing. But like Fraxium, nobody looked bad in this match. Nobody was in this match to be like, okay, you're the chumps. Everybody looked great. It was a great match. It's at this point, I think, my men's match of the year contestant.
I love it.
Because it had a clean finish, and they managed to do a chaotic match without getting gratuitous with the with the tables, the ladders, and the chairs. They didn't need it. It was just a great match. I liked it.
Yeah, and Dom, I'm not gonna lie. Between this match and, more importantly than this match, the time frame of the show.
2 hours.
2 hours. I mean, I don't want to allude to what I was going to give my thumb drive, but 2 hours. I can like watch this show without dreading it anymore. With 2 hours, I don't have to skip an hour. I don't have to be like, let me fast forward like 40 minutes and just whatever I missed because I have to just get through this. 2 hours.
I got to stretch before I watch the show. I got to make sure I'm really limber and loose because this is going to be grueling. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else from this 2-hour show do you want to highlight here? Where do you want to go next?
Charlotte Flair. We saw her in action. Charlotte Flair versus, is it Alba Fire?
Charlotte Flair was the opening match with Alexa Bliss taking on Raquel Rodriguez with Roxanne Perez. This was a teaser for them having a tag team match, I think, at SummerSlam. So it's like one person from each team is going to battle in this one-on-one thing with their tag team partners in their corners. This was almost a 10-minute match here. Charlotte winds up winning it when Charlotte escapes the Tejana bomb, hits a big boot, goes for the figure eight, but Roxanne Perez distracts her on the apron. Oh, but it backfires while the referee is watching Charlotte and Roxanne Perez. Alexa Bliss grabs a staggering Raquel Rodriguez and drops her throat first over the top rope. Oh, brilliant. The heels distracting the ref backfired. Raquel turned around right into another big boot for a roll-up pin. The Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair We're Not Friends tag team is doing well.
Yes. I'm sorry I mixed up her name because I like her, Raquel Rodriguez. She's pretty good, and we've liked her for a while.
She's doing well, and I want to point out something that Wade Barrett was saying. He's been calling her Big Mommy Cool. Now, I don't have this as part of Cheap Heat, but there was something a couple of weeks ago where Kevin Nash, in an interview, one of his podcasts, was talking about Raquel Rodriguez, and it said she's got to wrestle bigger. She's wrestling too small. She's got to wrestle bigger. And Raquel Rodriguez heard about it, and instead of lashing out, she's supposed to be a heel, she said, wow, well, if Kevin Nash is saying, Kevin Nash knows about wrestling as a big wrestler. Mm-hmm. So if he's saying I have to do that, maybe I have to look into that. Yeah. And like that was breaking kayfabe, like just as a shoot, really good reaction from Raquel Rodriguez. And I think we saw some of that in this match.
Yeah.
Like she was wrestling big woman wrestler stuff.
It is interesting.
Power game, no selling some stuff.
If you think about someone who does the big man thing so well as Nia Jax, right?
Right.
And it's almost because Raquel Rodriguez is so good that she's like thinking that she might be better than the big man game, right? Where she can actually get in there, because the big man game is sometimes seen as lazy. But I think there's a big place for it, especially in modern wrestling when people just have abandoned it. And it's such a great strategy.
Yeah, everybody does moonsaults.
Everyone does. I mean, even our boy Drew McIntyre, he's out there like doing a lot of crazy moves for a big man,
Yep. Yeah, Jacob Fatu's enormous. He's doing moonsaults.
He's doing moonsaults. Right. And he is like meant for the big man game, right?
Yeah, he looks like he's a powerful wrestler, but so far he's been a luchador with dreadlocks.
He's been a luchador with dreadlocks.
I'm not complaining. If it works for him, it works for him. But yeah, Raquel Rodriguez, especially since she's a heel, work the big wrestler style as a heel. Just like, don't sell everything. Pound your opponent.
Mhm.
Do it.
We got Alexa and Charlotte could take the titles at SummerSlam. We also know Alexa is a tweener and not a face.
Okay, so you're getting that vibe for her. I'm getting Alexa Bliss is clearly a baby face. They brought her in to try and almost take advantage of that tweener or heel thing, but the crowd loves her. I think Alexa Bliss is the reason why Charlotte Flair has been able to maintain babyface the last month and a half.
I also want to say one thing about Charlotte. I have seen some stuff with her offline, like outside of the WWE and how she's presented, where she just seems like the coolest chick.
Right?
So I don't know. Like, I think they're a little stuck with her, where they either make her heel or they flip her to face all the time. But when she flips to face, she's still like this cocky face. When you're like, why don't you just act like who you really are, and maybe have some, I don't know, progression from this Ric Flair knockoff act?
We talked about this. That creative seems to get very lazy with Charlotte Flair.
Because everything
is like everything is Nepo baby.
It's Nepo baby.
Tell people your dad's Ric Flair and you have 14 title reigns. Do the chop and go woo.
And like I saw a segment with her.
It's like it's true, but it's lazy. Like this Alexa Bliss tag team is the first time where Charlotte's doing something that's interesting as a character.
Yeah, like for sure, and like even some of the backstage stuff.
Yeah,
I saw her with CM Punk, and CM Punk was like, "Hey, Charlotte, you ever shit yourself in the ring?" And she like laughs, and she's like, "I wouldn't tell you if I shit myself in the ring." It was like such a great answer and a great response, and she was like all down to talk about shitting in the ring. And I was like, "Oh, this is like a pretty cool, this is a pretty cool exchange between the two of them." And like I feel like if you got that like kind of fun, chill, fun party girl almost Charlotte, you'd be like, "Yeah, okay." She could hang out with the guys and talk about shit in your pants and stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't know if that speaks well of CM Punk.
Yeah, right. I mean, he just
like CM Punk, you're getting a little stale. Why don't you go around backstage with a cameraman and ask people if they shit themselves in the ring?
Right.
Like, well, are we really out of material for CM Punk at this point?
To be fair, I think
talk about a pipe bomb.
Talk about a pipe bomb. Boom. Nice, Dom. Very nice. Yeah, but there's this aspect to her from the backstage that if they could try to utilize that in her real character rather than, coming out to Flair's music and doing the Flair thing and doing the woos, although the woos are good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I have a couple.
I like the Fixers thing there that they may take the belts off them. I don't think they have to take the belts off of them to continue this angle they're running with Charlotte and Alexa. In fact, maybe them not winning the belts on their first try would be even better because it would show whether or not they can deal with some adversity. The other problem is that Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez are also kind of a new tag team that's trying to feel out whether or not they're working well together.
Yeah. I have this new stuff from the Fixer here. Alexa is there to rehabilitate Charlotte's character after WWE botched her babyface return.
Yeah, exactly. This is the first interesting thing they've done with Charlotte Flair is pairing her with Alexa Bliss. Yes, Alexa being a babyface and just being a more interesting character. Yes, this is exactly it, Fixer. I love the word rehabilitate. Yes, exactly.
When Charlotte came back, WWE really botched her face return, made her look arrogant. And this is true. If you can remember, she was getting the what chance. And then she said, "What chance? Really?" During the what chance. And I was like, I'm glad you responded to them, but you said really to the crowd.
And then with the Tiffany Stratton feud, they brought her back and just made her completely heel. But again, it was almost go home heat. It was like, okay, you're insulting people, but it's still, there's no depth to you. You're still saying like, yeah, you're still being the heel who's the Nepo baby. I'm better than you. I have 14 world titles. My last name's Flair. Like, so it still wasn't interesting.
Yes.
Like, they have to know what interesting. Like, interesting is your cat trying to get into the camera right now.
He has
That's
an eye
interesting.
he has an eye for the for being in a live stream. He just wants
There you go.
He just wants to do it.
It's a natural getting on camera.
Yeah. So yeah, I totally hear you and agree with you. Anything else from this match, or can we move on to the next one here?
Yeah, talking about more big woman wrestling, Charlotte Flair hits a top turn cross body onto Raquel Rodriguez, but Raquel rolls over with it after the impact, and without letting go of Charlotte, just stands up and lifts Charlotte into a tornado power slam for a 2 count. It's one thing to do that to a little wrestler. It's another thing to do it to a mid-sized but tall wrestler like Charlotte Flair. So that's that big mommy cool. I don't know if you need to call her big mommy cool and reference Diesel all the time, but that's a definite big woman wrestling move.
Certainly.
Like, take another wrestler who's considered a bigger wrestler and just easily handle her after she hits an impact move on you. So that was a pretty cool move there.
Totally.
Charlotte kicks out for the 2 count, but cool move.
Maybe we can move to the next one. Carmelo Hayes versus Damian Priest. Result is no contest.
Yes.
What did you think of this one with Carmelo Hayes and Damian Priest?
Setting up Aleister Black versus Damian Priest, which apparently had been bubbling over. I thought the match we got for about more than 10 minutes was a pretty good match. Damian Priest being a former world champion and Carmelo Hayes being in the ring with him and not getting squashed, I thought was good news for Carmelo Hayes. They each looked. Carmelo Hayes had the advantage going into the first short commercial. He attacked Damian Priest during the introduction. He had the advantage again towards the second short commercial. They were really shortening their segments in this one, I guess, to set up the long talking segment at the end, following a long match for the tag team #1 contendership. So we were getting commercials, but everything was kind of compact in this match. But for what we did see on TV, Mello looked great. He tried to tune up the band for a super kick because it's also Shawn Michaels' hometown. Everybody's doing their Texas callbacks in this one. But Damian catches his foot. Damian Priest really his only real big offense came towards the end, where he set up Carmelo Hayes for the rope walk, the Undertaker style rope walk that he does. And that's when Aleister Black came down dressed in all black, his 3-piece suit and his tie, but all black, and caused the disqualification, tripping Damian Priest on the rope. But I thought this was a better match for Carmelo Hayes. It was supposed to be just setting up Damian Priest, Aleister Black, but I'm glad that in getting to that, they let Carmelo Hayes show more of what he was capable of in the ring. I liked it. I don't like DQ finishes, but I like that Carmelo Hayes just wasn't an afterthought in this match.
Yeah.
Because that's the tendency sometimes, right? They just make a guy an afterthought as they're trying to do something else with the match.
Yeah, totally. I always like to see them finish a match, but I don't think we saw too much of this tonight, and I understand why they did it, so I'm cool with it. We'll keep going here. I think we talked about the match of the night. We talked about one I liked. We'll keep going through because I missed the good. This is probably better than a lot of the matches. This is storyline.
Okay.
Do you want to take us through Solo Sikoa's night and his eventual arrest?
Okay, the show starts off with a car crash in the parking lot, and the police, which look like jobber wrestlers from the area, local indie guys, just dressed in police uniforms, talking to members of Bloodline 2.0. And Tonga Loa has even got a little bit of a laceration on his forehead. They're saying, you're like, oh, there's this car crash in the parking lot. What happened? Well, eventually they question Jacob Fatu about it.
Mhm.
And the cops sort of take him away. He gets to advise, look, just answer their questions about the car crash. So Jacob Fatu goes with them, and they're out. Well, halfway through this show, Solo Sikoa's out in the ring with Tonga Loa, JC Mateo, and Tala Tonga, the new 7-footer that they have now. He's running down Jacob Fatu when on the big screen they show Jacob Fatu arriving back from police questioning. And they're telling him, you are, thank you for answering our questions. You are no longer a suspect, a person of interest, or anything. Jacob Fatu arrives. Jimmy Uso then comes out to help Jacob Fatu as Jacob Fatu is trying to take on 4 guys. 2 guys beat up 4 guys. I'm not sure I like that. Adam Pearce comes out, makes a cage match for SummerSlam between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. That's when the jobbers dressed as police officers come out and decide that Solo Sikoa is now a person of interest in his own car crash. And Solo Sikoa gets handcuffed and taken away. I don't know.
Is Solo Sikoa going to come out like Dom Mysterio?
Oh, my goodness.
And
in
say
the paddy wagon at SummerSlam.
In the paddy wagon and say he's a hardened criminal because he spent a day in jail and do that
he's
whole
gonna have
gimmick?
a little tattoo of a teardrop on his left eye.
a little butterfly or something.
Right? Just...
But yeah, so we'll have to see where it goes. I sure as hell am looking forward to that steel cage match.
Yes.
I wonder.
It was weird though. Like this whole segment was weird. Like, okay, there's a car crash at the beginning, and then in the matter of like half an hour, they take Jacob Fatu away in a cop car. Then they bring him back, and 2 guys are beating up 4 guys. And then the police come out and like take away in handcuffs one of the guys who was involved in the car crash.
Dom, in situations like this, I like to ask myself this question.
Okay.
Was I sports entertained? And I wasn't really that sports entertained by this. It was mostly stupid. So I'm
glad there's a cage match for SummerSlam, but I was not sports entertained by this.
When they go for stuff like this and it works, it's like hilarious and great. But when it doesn't work, it really falls flat, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it turns into like it's almost like when a comedian starts selling jokes and nobody's laughing in the crowd, and you're bombing. That's what you're kind of referred to. Like you do have the potential to bomb here. With this stupid segment. Any other matches I missed here?
If you blinked, you missed Stephanie Vaquer beating Alba Fire in 2 minutes.
That's who I mixed up. Stephanie Vaquer and Alba Fire.
Yep.
Only thing...
Vaquer gets a squash win in 2 minutes. I have no notes. Post-match, Piper Niven attacks, but Stephanie Vaquer fights her off as well.
The only thing I saw that was even notable was I didn't see Chelsea Green. And
That's right.
Only maybe because it was, you figure if it was a member of the Hervis, then
yes,
that she would be there. But maybe she doesn't. Maybe she doesn't go out there with the Hervis. Like maybe Alba Fire is not on that level at the moment where she would even attend to her match.
Alba and Piper, their gimmick as the secret Hervis, it's working without Chelsea Green there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's doing all right. Chelsea and all 3 of them have been on. They've been occasionally showing up on Raw as well. But yes, notable by her absence, Chelsea Green this evening.
Nice.
I think it's because Stephanie Vaquer couldn't have beat up 3 women by herself. But 2 women who've been positioned as comedy jobbers, okay.
Yeah. Word has it that the culprit of the car crash was either Tama Tonga or Zila Fatu.
Okay. Tama Tonga we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
He was legit injured in something. Or Zila Fatu. I don't know much about Zila Fatus. I'm gonna go with. I think you were saying your wife had this comment. How many people are in this family?
Yes, that's a Liz special. How many people are in this family? I
Yeah.
know it's stacked. Anything else from the show you want to talk about, Dom? Or
I think we got just about everything that happened on the show backstage and out in front of the ring. They are trying to play up Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. There was a pretty good video package for them. Just in case, they didn't want to put them out there in the ring doing a promo against each other, just in case it turned into, hey, a car crash like Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair did.
mm-hmm.
So they went the video package route instead.
Hey, did Jade Cargill beat Naomi at Evolution?
Yes.
Okay, so that rivalry.
Their match was before the main event. So then Naomi came out again afterwards at the main event and cashed in.
Oh, wow. Is Naomi
Naomi's the world Naomi's the women's world champion.
Wow, okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Ruining an epic one-on-one match between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky.
if I didn't see any of it. So Naomi cashed in. Man, what are they going to do? It's a shame.
So she's on Raw now.
Okay. Naomi's on Raw. Oh, this is so weird because you'd want Jade to win the title from Naomi.
Nope.
No, we're not doing
Jade's
that.
Going against Tiffany Stratton.
I thought Naomi would win it. And then Jade Cargill's like, I'm coming for the title. I hate you. We have a blood rivalry.
Now they're splitting them up. They're on different brands now, and Naomi's got her belt.
So Naomi's the total chicken crap champ then. Got to be, because she just lost a match and still cashed in.
She lost her match, came back out kind of limping out with her Money in the Bank briefcase. Cracked Io Sky over the head with it because it's now a triple threat match, which means weapons are legal. Cracks Io Sky over the head with it, throws Rhea Ripley out of the ring, and just hits her split-legged moonsault to pin Io Sky.
Okay. All right, let's get to it. I think it's time for the thumb drive.
All right. Is it time for you and I to distill this program into a simple thumbs up or a thumbs down? There are no ties, John. Not when we give ratings. There are also no star ratings, no letter grades, no number grades. You're taking this course. Pass, fail.
Dom, we're not Dave Meltzer. We don't give star ratings. We give a simple thumbs up or a thumbs down. We don't give star ratings like 7 stars in the Tokyo Dome. I'm sure there's a 7-star match on the AEW All In show. We don't give 2 stars to WWE Smackdown, WWE Heat in the Core State Center. Remember that show, WWE Heat? I'm sure there's a lot of 2 stars there. No. We don't do stars. It's just a thumb rating. And Dom, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, 2 thumbs up. Dom, why did you give this show a thumbs up?
I don't know if I can give it a thumbs down if I say it may have included my match of the year.
Totally. Yeah, that's when you said, "Oh, this is my match."
That's all I got.
Here's my thumbs up. I opened my TV, I saw the show was 2 hours, and I said, thumbs up. I don't care what it is. It could be.
Had this been a 3-hour show with this amount of wrestling action, I would have been like, no.
Right. One good match and a good talking segment. That's all I needed. It could have been anything, and I would have been, oh my God, 2 hours. We're back. We're so back. Thumbs up. I have been struggling, literally like struggling to watch some of the Smackdowns because the extra hour just was not doing anything for it. It did initially on the onset. You're like, cool. We're seeing, we're seeing some people we don't see a lot. We get to see them, but from a fan standpoint, it's just so tough to get through that third hour, and there's so much that could just get cut. So now you're wanting more instead of I'm watching too much. I don't want to watch all of this, you know? So, anyways, that's my rant about the 2 hours, and that's why we got 2 thumbs up.
It is shorter show, and I'm serious about match of the year. That men's number 1 contender match was fantastic.
And a little bit more before we stop talking about the SmackDown show and we move to the Cheap Heat. So Stephanie Vakir had a match with Io Sky, and then Chelsea Green and co. interrupted, and it ended with Rhea Ripley running in after Naomi ran in. Oh, I guess this is the breakdown.
Yep, this was on Raw. They've already announced a triple threat for SummerSlam. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Naomi.
Oh, wow.
Since Naomi basically interrupted their one-on-one match.
Is she going to lose it?
I don't know if Naomi loses the belt this quickly.
I mean, that's a tough...
She's too good. Like, her character has been too good.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if she pins one of them, that'll be a big win for her. I feel like that would be a big, legit win. If she... Yes. Maybe that's what they want to set her up for. Is, hey, if you win a triple threat against those two, you're talking about probably 2 of the best women wrestlers in the company, right?
They were having a great match at Evolution.
To no one's surprise, right?
To no one's surprise at all. One thing surprising about that, I did not know this, but Rhea Ripley has never beaten Io Sky in a one-on-one match.
Which is crazy,
Going back to their NXT days.
Whoa, really?
Going back to their NXT. Now, they didn't wrestle a ton, but, yeah, Rhea had never beaten Io. And, this was a great match at Evolution. It was Rhea was trying to set up Io for something on the top turnbuckle, and Io turned it into a beautiful looking Spanish fly.
Mm-hmm.
And as both wrestlers were down, that's when Naomi came running out. So it was like the end of this really long match. Spanish fly, and Naomi took advantage. There's a reason why Naomi's got heat with both Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. She pinned Io Sky by cashing in, and she also took away Rhea Ripley's opportunity to finally beat Io Sky and in the process get her belt back.
Right. And Dom, is it time? Is it getting hot in here?
I think it's time. You were talking about WWE Heat and 2 stars. Well, 2 stars is too many for Cheap Heat. We're in the negative star rating here.
Oh, Dom, that's a good one. 2 stars is too many.
There you go. Starting us off here from SB Nation, Paul Heyman says that WWE is exploiting the media to create more interesting stories. Heyman reacts to the mystery surrounding Seth Rollins' injury at WWE Saturday Night's main event. And, his quote in here was, the media wants 24/7, 365 access. With that access means we also have access to the media 24/7, 365. The media is going to exploit their access to us by having more in-depth reporting of behind the scenes. We're going to exploit that access to the media by devising storylines that are enticing to the readers or the viewers or the people that consume the content, because it now becomes another platform for us to use. This is a heel promo.
Yeah.
This is a total heel promo. No, you guys going mainstream and being part of a publicly traded company and now having just regular mainstream journalists doing regular mainstream journalism coverage of your business and your company and your programming, that's not them exploiting you.
They're covering you, not exploiting
you. If they don't do that, then your company loses value. That's what it means. They're not... This, all right, we each get one of these. I'm doing it. This is Dom Yells at Cloud. Here we go. All right. This is... The media is supposed to cover you when you're a big company and a big event. that does not mean that it's time for you to now feed false information to the media. That actually makes it tougher for them to cover you the way they're supposed to cover you. And it doesn't help you. And I'll use me as an example. Hearing Paul Heyman say this, and if it turns out to be true that that's what WWE is now doing, that they're now planting false information because they know they're getting coverage, this makes me less interested in their product. I am now more than ever, all I care about is what you're doing in the ring. Now I don't care about anything else that's not a match in the ring. Because now I know that you guys aren't even behaving like a successful company. You're behaving like the worst of the indies that are just trying to use every false story they can play. Just, like, hey, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Yes, there is when you have a good reputation.
Right.
Yes, there is. So now I'm less interested in the stories we cover on Cheap Heat. It's like, oh, everything's a work. I don't care. Now more than ever, I care less and less about anything that's not a match. If it's not wrestlers getting in the ring and showing me the athleticism and showing me their chemistry and showing me that they understand ring psychology, I don't care about all the other stuff now. And I definitely don't care about hearing reports and rumors anymore. As far as I'm concerned, it's all a work. They're not even just being honest about their company anymore. There it goes. Dom yells at Cloud.
I love it. How do I? Oh my God! I can't wait to make this a short.
You don't have to yell at the Cloud. I just cashed in my mulligan there. I'm yelling at the Cloud.
I love it. I
don't think it's a cop-out. It's a cop-out. It's like, oh, they're using the media to tell more interesting storyline. If you have to plant false information into popular media for your storylines to be interesting, then your writers suck. You should be able to tell your interesting stories in creative without getting a boost from faking information to somebody else. Like that's such a lazy crutch. Like you shouldn't have to do it. If that's your plan, then your plan is to give your writers a cop-out when they're bad at writing. To give your wrestlers a cop-out when they do a bad job in promo work and of building a feud. It's like, oh, we're going to make it more interesting by spreading false information about ourselves and now ruining the credibility of journalists who have done good work for us and who've helped us build our company as big as it is.
Yeah.
I promise I'm done yelling at the Cloud now.
That's great. I'm thinking
what do you have to say about this this development here, John?
Well, I guess all he was I mean, I kind of had a different take on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess now that you're saying it, we're going to exploit that access to media, devising storylines that are enticing to the readers or the viewers or the people that consume, because it now becomes another platform to use. So it's just an evolution of the relationship. So, do you think? I think it's more like they're using the media to amplify the storylines but they're not doing it in a way where they're lying to the media. Like what you alluded to is that they're lying to the media.
But they could be, because if you put out conflicting information, then one of them has to be a lie.
That's true. Because there
is using the media for your benefit. If somebody comes to you and says, is this a legit injury or not? And you either say no comment or you tell the truth.
Yeah.
But feeding false information, like the NFL figured this out. You cannot feed false information about injury reports to the media, or you get in trouble if a team does that.
Yeah.
Like your injury reports have to be real.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can maybe slow play at the difference between doubtful and questionable.
You could always,
but you can't just blatantly know that something is wrong or not wrong and just give the opposite impression in the media, or throw out completely conflicting information. So now nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah, and then also Heyman probably said this from a vein of Paul Heyman, not his character Paul Heyman, not uh, WWE. But I agree with what you're saying. You don't want them to start lying to you, because that's just going to be BS, and it's just not going to add to the product if you just start like lying to the media. Say someone's like broke their damn neck, and then they come back a week later, and you're like, oh wow, I was worried because he broke his neck.
And the other thing about it is it is kind of interesting with wrestling being big enough that some real reporting is done about wrestling.
Mhm.
It makes it more interesting that the stuff that's not happening in the ring and on the TV program gets talked about. But if the WWE is going to fake that, then it's not worth paying attention to.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell
I
you
don't know.
what.
I just thought that was an especially interesting thing, especially in terms of wrestling business and wrestling finance. That
I love it.
here's a company perhaps biting the hand that fed it and that helped make it a publicly traded company, a successfully publicly traded company that then got sold to form an even bigger publicly traded company.
Oh, this might be a good one, Dom. I like this talk here.
Like, if it gets out that you just lie to people when they're trying to legitimately cover your company, then say goodbye to your cameos on CNBC or Fox Business.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, let's move on. I think we got plenty from this one.
There you go. Do you know who Blippi is?
Oh God, unfortunately I do.
You do? I thought maybe you would. I mean, you have a child in perhaps the Blippi age range here.
Yeah.
I do not know who Blippi is, but the WWE members of their roster had fun teaching Blippi about pro wrestling. Did you happen to see this thing that was posted to Instagram
No.
from the Netflix family and Blippi?
Let's have a
But
look.
they're teaching Blippi how to celebrate a win. They're teaching them about entrance music and style, about how to stretch and practice like a star. Sami Zayn, Rhea Ripley, Seth Rollins, and Becky Lynch, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and Jey Uso taught him how to yeet.
That's not kid friendly. You taught him how to yeet.
I don't know, like yeet, it could mean a lot of things.
It could mean a lot of things. That's damn right. It could mean a lot of things. A lot of things that little kids shouldn't be doing. They shouldn't be going running around screaming yeet, yeet, yeet.
Maybe a little aggressive for a toddler, but
yeah.
So this is interesting. You know about Blippi. Tell me more about Blippi, the American educational YouTube channel, primarily aimed at toddlers and young children.
I have been advised to avoid this at all costs on YouTube when we're selecting TV shows for the kids to watch. So I haven't seen it, but I've just been told it's really annoying. Don't watch it. And I was like, okay. So it's just an annoying show that I have avoided, but I am aware of him.
An annoying show that you're aware of, kind of like a 3-hour Smackdown.
Yes.
And like we were just talking about the WWE and media, like this is the kind of thing that WWE is good at, just partnering with someone else, to tell them what some of your product is like. Entrance music, celebrations, the fact that they are actually athletes and have to stretch and practice. This is good stuff. I think this is the kind of good publicity, even though I am not in the Blippi audience range. I understand that this is the kind of good stuff to do. As long as they weren't feeding Blippi false information or purposely conflicting information. Good stuff. Not my age range, but that doesn't mean it's bad.
Mhm.
So interesting stuff there with Blippy. On to more of the AEW doesn't seem to be lying to the press. From WrestleZone, Adam Cole was prepared to announce his retirement at AEW All In. You watched All In on that big weekend that we previewed, where there was Saturday night's main event, Evolution 2, and All In for AEW, their biggest show of the year, taking place over the course of those 36 hours there, really. Adam Cole cut an in-ring promo at All In that he had to relinquish his belt, and he's having apparently concussion symptoms. Um, Brian Alvarez was reporting, from what I can gather, he was pretty much ready to go out on Saturday and retire, but cooler heads prevailed, so he may make a decision in the future, but he didn't really try and close the door. What say you about this that you saw?
Yeah, definitely a bummer for Adam Cole to come out and get injured. He's had a series of injuries. It looked like when he got clotheslined in a match, he was supposed to kind of do a full flip. You ever see them do like a clothesline and then they flip through?
Yep.
But when he went to flip, he couldn't quite get over when he did it. Like he got clothesline, he did the flip, and he didn't quite get over. So then he tried to turn it into a back bump, and he just landed on his head and his shoulder really weird. And
Oh, he
that's
got
what gave-
caught in between, flipping all the way over onto his stomach.
Yeah, and I don't mean to dog the guy too much, but I'm gonna dog the guy. He's in horrific shape. He's
Okay.
very, very thin and unathletic built right now. So I'm not surprised he couldn't get over because he doesn't work out. And he doesn't look good in there at all. Cornette is a lot meaner than me. He calls him the incredible shrinking man because every time you see him, he seems to be shrinking more and more. But this is what's going to happen to you if you don't lift weights and if you don't eat protein. I'm not saying do steroids. I'm saying lift weights 3 days a week. Be an athlete. You're an athletic. You're in an athletic competition. That's staged, but you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be an athlete. So
the athleticism is not staged.
certainly. And there's also aspects too for his concussions. It's like if he built his neck up and he built his body up, he would have better ways to take bumps. So a lot of this is on him, and it's been my big knock on him for a while. Is just why is this guy here? He's the skinniest guy I've ever seen. That's a pro wrestler, the smallest, skinniest guy, and he's not very athletic. It's just like, is this what's going to happen?
At one time, apparently, he was in a lot better shape. Pat McAfee on X Twitter there.
Hey, Dom, can you mess with your mic a little bit?
Okay. I turned away from it.
Try again.
Check.
There you go. Perfect.
Check.
Perfect.
Pat McAfee sort of breaking the rule that WWE people can't say anything nice about AEW people. Took to X Twitter there to say, thanks for being an absolute dog and making me and many others look good so damn long. Godspeed on your recovery. To Adam Cole. Back when Pat McAfee was down on NXT, he and Adam Cole had some physicality, even, it seems, and so appreciative of that. Good to see, because I know this is, WWE tries not to mention AEW, but like this is a good reason to mention AEW, to send well wishes to somebody who's been a colleague of yours.
And this was Pat's first match, and he really it was Pat McAfee's first match. And he wrestled Adam Cole. It was in NXT, and Adam really took care of him in the match.
Good.
Like he did the things. He was a good dance partner for Pat McAfee in his first wrestling match ever. Pat had apparently he bought a ring and has been training for years up to that point, so he was like ready for it. So he was good in the ring.
Good.
And you've seen him be good with Gunther too, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, he was. He's pretty good in the ring. He's not a celebrity that you're like, oh no, he has to wrestle. I'm like, no, I'll watch a Pat McAfee match.
He was a pro athlete. He looks like he's kept himself in shape.
Yep.
So yeah, so Good news there for WWE sending well wishes to Adam Cole, or at least Pat McAfee, stepping out of a WWE kayfabe there and sending well wishes to Adam Cole. Hey, fun question before we move on. Are you more surprised that Gunther dragged a good match out of Pat McAfee, or that he dragged a good match out of Goldberg?
Oh, definitely Goldberg. I couldn't believe that. And I watched the match, and it was great. I don't know if that's
It
going to lead
was
into.
pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to lead into him just now.
X from Naomi on X there again. Her Trinity Fatu profile there. Naomi, we talked about her winning. She apparently set a record, longest gap between world title reigns, breaking Natalia's. So Naomi, and of course, maybe a little bit in character, you ain't got to put my business out on the streets like that.
LOL, damn. She's probably like, don't tell people how it took me so long to win a belt again.
But this speaks well of Naomi, doesn't it? That she won her belt back in 2018 when even WWE Women's Division was a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
And after leaving the company, coming back, she's a very different wrestler now, and she almost seems to fit in even better with a better WWE Women's Division now than it was 7 years ago.
Certainly. And let's face it, the heel turn worked. It was
the heel turned work.
Desperately needed. And then once she turned heel, it was like, what was she doing being a face? This is what she had cooking back there. When she was face, she was just like, it was just so meh, And then she came back and her moveset was good, but her character was meh. And then she amped it up with the heel stuff and just being a loudmouth jerk.
And she's been I think she's been good in the ring as well. Like, being a heel maybe frees her up to expand her moveset or to take away some of the stuff that was gratuitous and not helping.
Yeah, totally.
Like doing a cartwheel.
She don't have to do a cartwheel anymore.
Yeah.
She just beat ass.
Yeah. So I think this speaks well of Naomi, that she not only has longevity, but she's performing even better in a better era of women's wrestling in WWE. So why I got to put my business out in the streets like that? It's good business though, Trinity. There, it's all good business. By the way, she could be a member of the Bloodline. She's another one of the family members there.
Right.
Up next from WrestleZone, this is kind of a feel-good story here about Bryan Danielson. He's training for another job outside of wrestling. Can you guess what it was?
Something in charity?
He is training to be a volunteer firefighter.
Close. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He made an appearance on StarCast. There you go. Training to be a volunteer firefighter. He's has been working a little bit in AEW programming.
Mm-hmm.
Worked a Collision taping last month. He was also back at All In. Did you happen to see his contribution to the All In Texas main event there?
I did. Yeah, it was good. He was like, they kind of ripped off the WWE WrestleMania main event where they had all the legends come back to help Cody. They had a bunch of people come back from the company to help the Hangman. So
okay, good pop for Bryan Danielson. Was he well received?
Oh yeah, they went crazy.
Okay,
and then
very good. Then it worked. They did it well.
It was they went nuts for Bryan Danielson.
Does he look like he still has a match left in him?
Definitely. I think his plan is to no longer wrestle full time, but still be involved with AEW. So I wouldn't be too surprised if, hey, we got one match in 6 months. Can you come wrestle it? That kind of thing.
I know part of that is because of his health issues and just getting older and not being able to do, especially his style of wrestling full time. Is that good for AEW or does it just get in the way?
Oh, it would only be good for AEW if he
Okay.
comes back. And right now he's a ambassador. So, when they were announcing All In, he was all over Texas with everybody. And like he's seen as like the big ambassador for them at the moment, because
Okay.
when they were announced All In Texas, he was there. Everyone knows who he is, so he's the big face right now.
Okay. If that's what he's doing and he's able to succeed at it, then I think that's a good transition for him.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Let's see here. Last up, John, perhaps you've heard about the CEO and his chief pronoun officer getting caught in apparently an extramarital affair at a Coldplay concert.
Did you say chief pronoun officer?
Yeah, that's what she was, right? She's somewhere in HR.
Yeah. Yes.
So, you know who else was at that Coldplay concert and was caught on camera? Drew McIntyre sniffed it out for us. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll also caught in a precarious moment there.
I
This,
wonder.
according to Drew McIntyre, who posted this to his ex Twitter account there. SummerSlam, Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul versus Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. This is the kind of fun stuff that WWE does.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre is really good at Twitter.
Is
really
he-
good at it.
Yes, we like him.
Mhm.
Whatever he's doing on Twitter. This is one of the best runs of his career.
Yeah.
He's doing well in the ring. He's believable. He's still very athletic for the style that he wrestles.
He had to have just AI'd this, right? This picture.
Oh,
How
of
did he-
course.
How did he even get it going?
This is and it's very well done. It's very well done. I mean, I don't know if this is AI or if this is authentic. I mean, they're trying to get some chemistry between them, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll.
Right.
Maybe they are just spending some more time together, going over match strategy, taking in a little cold play there. Why not? That's all I got. I used my very first ever Dom Yells at Cloud.
Yes, and I will make like 8 shorts out of that, by the way. I think it's going to be perfect. Did we at all?
I think that's all we got. It's pathologically frugal. It's unseasonably warm. John, what is it?
It's cheap heat. All right.
Yes, it is.
A couple things. Sorry, I had some stuff come through.
Cena should be careful. He's only doing weights, not cardio. Are we sure he's doing weights? Cash in on Punk when the rumor is that maybe Seth Rollins, if it is a work, he will surprise cash in on if Punk wins, and wins his match at some point, he would cash in on Punk. And then Rollins would have the belt currently held by Gunther.
So I got this one here. Ready for this? I don't know how reliable this is, but I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to show you
Seth
this
will
article.
cash in on Gunther. His injury is not as severe as being told. It's a work. That can be true. If it was all a work, then they basically crapped on LA Knight. Because LA Knight got the everybody knows it's fake womp womp go over when Seth Rollins got hurt.
All right, let's do this. I'm going to share my screen. I want to do one more cheap heat before we pop off.
Oh, there you go. Very good.
All let me know if I'm sharing. Now that I'm sharing
Yes,
it,
I see it.
can you see me and you in the screen?
I see the two of us in the side, and
Okay,
then
like
I see the 80% area there is just about full screened.
okay, perfect. So Travis Scott reportedly pulled from WWE plans due to lack of commitment. Keep in mind, this is wrestling news source who is saying
Okay.
this. After making headlines with his surprise involvement at WrestleMania 41, rapper Travis Scott has since vanished from WWE programming. Now, new backstage reports are offering insight into why Scott's anticipated role in WWE did not develop further, citing a lack of commitment and issues with in ring talent. Ooh, this is juicy if true. According to Wrestling Observer newsletter, I'm not so sure if this is correct. WWE had plans for a celebrity tag match involving Scott following his WrestleMania appearance. However, those plans were ultimately dropped. The report states that Scott's inconsistent dedication became a problem, with one insider noting he does not like to commit to anything. He goes half in and tries other projects at the same time. And since he's a personal client of Ari, everyone tried to accommodate until it just became too much to deal with. Further details shared TC Wrestle Votes support this narrative, noting that Scott was not a quick learner for the business. He was reportedly being lined up for a more extended run as part of John Cena's farewell tour. This storyline was originally expected to evolve from Scott's interference at WrestleMania 41, where he assisted John Cena in defeating Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. With Scott's involvement no longer part of the picture, WWE has continued ahead with Cena's final championship run. The legendary superstar is now locked in a heated feud with Cody Rhodes, with a face-to-face contract signing scheduled for tonight's Friday. We saw this for their championship. So, according to WrestlingNewsSource.com, who is kind of freebooting this from the Wrestling Observer. This is Dave Meltzer. So take this with a grain of salt. Dom, what do you think of this?
It makes sense. It's not as easy. It's easy to make a cameo and talk. It's not as easy to make a cameo and get in the ring and do something physical.
Yeah.
So I was just going to say, yeah, it makes sense that he's not part of the program anymore because he was lousy. But if they want to spin that into, oh, it's just a lack of commitment with his other projects, and maybe it's both. Maybe the lack of commitment because of his other projects is why he could not get better than lousy.
Yeah.
Like if you don't commit to this, you will be lousy.
He's especially behind the eight ball because when he came out, he looked like he was just completely clueless, right?
Yes.
There's some guys, and I'm even going to say this. I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but Jelly Roll, he puts his hand there, and the guy does a jump bump, and then they do the choke slam. It's a super easy move to hit, but Travis didn't even have anything like that. It's almost like he knew nothing. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that cheap heat. Hopefully, it's the end of them, or is the WWE giving some data or giving some information to Dave Meltzer to trick him?
I will say this: if Travis Scott comes back and is involved, he better be better.
Yeah, he better be
He was
significantly
lousy.
better.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I would have been great if I were in that position. I'm saying that anybody who gets put in that position has to commit to it and be at least decent so that it doesn't look farcical.
Totally.
He looked farcical.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of thing you can't fake. Like WWE can put out as many, true or false statements in the media as they want. Once we watch the program and Travis Scott comes out and looks awful when he gets in the ring, then you can't fake that.
You can't fake it. You can't fake it. Yeah, we'll have to see. It was. I mean, the Travis Scott thing was also so brutal because it just ruined WrestleMania, which is the biggest show, and it's
Yeah.
the main event in the
Yeah.
biggest show. They could have just not had that match and just had like Styles versus Logan Paul. That's the main event, and then you'd been like, "Oh, okay, at least a good match, right?" This just ruined it. It just ruined the whole Cena winning the title thing.
In a way, it did, right? It's a good thing that Cena's a heel, because if he had been a baby face and won in a match where there was just awkward non-wrestler involvement,
So awkward.
it almost works better that we've got this awkward celebrity involved helping a heel. Because maybe at first glance, go home heat and real heat, you can't tell them apart.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
So I like when celebrities who take the business seriously get a little taste of it.
yeah. All right, Dom. I'm not going to pull any punches here. I kind of have to give myself a more of an Irish goodbye rather than an Italian goodbye.
Okay.
Thank you all for joining. Much appreciated. Fixer had some great comments from you tonight. Much appreciated. We had some people coming on and they were quiet, and that's cool too. If you want to just sit around and watch, totally acceptable. So thanks for joining.
You and
Dom,
I do enough talking for everybody.
we're rambling. We're going
Thanks
for it.
to your cat for joining us today.
Special guest appearance by Milo the kitty. And Dom, thank you for joining. Much appreciated. And with that,
Find us on YouTube. Don't Bury the Lead, a wrestling channel. Help us climb the next mountain. Lots of subscribers. There's a premium join option if you'd like. And speaking of likes, click that button when you find our content and you do enjoy it. Let us know. Give us that feedback. Help others find the things that you like and help us along the way. Thank you to everybody who's been doing that so far. More than 1,000 of you who've subscribed.
yep, that's right. We are around the corner from 800,000 views, which is amazing. So we can officially say 750,000 views, and then soon it's going to say 1,000,000 views. So really exciting stuff. But with that being said, like all good things must come to an end, and especially because I got work in the morning. So, all right, Dom, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. And everyone out there, have a great rest of your evening.